one of the ways that ADE makes things simpler is, for example, the scenario of the following example of a factoring problem for a grade 10 factoring curriculum. For example, if students are faced with an example of a more complicated factoring problem, like the one in front of us, the relation of 91x squared minus 25x minus 44, it's the problem by its own nature is the difference and product type of the factoring problems. And the step one will naturally be multiplication of the first leading coefficient by the final term. In this particular case, 91 by negative 44. The product is negative 4004. Now, the daunting problem becomes what two numbers have the product of negative 4004 and at the same time looking at the middle term will give you a difference of negative 25. Even with the use of calculators, it will not be a simple problem. One of the ways that ADE makes examples like this one simpler for the students is by the use is going back to the prime numbers or the prime factors of the product number. Usually, it's not seen, an example of a complicated problem like this one will not be seen in any of the used textbooks. But ADE goes all the way to make all the baby steps for a student learning from a distance. If you go back to the prime factoring, 91, which is one of the two product numbers, will have its own prime numbers of 7 and 13. Likewise, number 44 will have the prime, starting from the smallest prime 2, dividing by the number, and then having a quotient of 22, further dividing it by its smallest prime, so again 2, and coming up with the quotient of 11, which is a prime by itself. This means that the prime factors of number 4004 are respectively 2 by 2 by 7 by 11 by 13. Now, the job of getting the two numbers becomes much easier. Simply look at the combination of the numbers. Any 2 or 3 combination will give you a number, and then the rest will give you the other number. And simply looking at the difference of the two will give you the numbers needed. In this particular case, maybe you'll find that with the first trial or the second. But usually, it will be difficult, it will be unforeseeable to look for a third attempt or fourth. The second maximum should be enough. In this case, the numbers 4, 2 by 2 by 13, which is 4 by 13 is 52. Remaining numbers then in that case will be 7 by 11, which is 77. And right looking there, you will see the difference of these two numbers is 25. And of course, the middle term of the relation being negative 25x will tell you that the bigger of the two numbers is the one with the negative sign. So right there you have negative 77 and positive 52. Now from there, let's go to step 3, which is the final step. Okay, in the final step, all we have to do is the two numbers will be divided respectively by the leading coefficient, which is 91. So if you go down there, you have negative 77 over 91x and 52 over, again, 91x. You know the simplification, you will find out the denominator will be 13x, and the numerator of the first number will be negative 11. Likewise, in the second number, after simplification, the denominator will be 7x, and the numerator will be 4. Curring these two as your factors, you go down there at the final, you will have 13x minus 11 by 7x plus 4. And to check, expanding that again will give you the equation where we came from at the beginning, which is 91x squared, 13 by 7, 91x squared, then 13 by 4, 52x, negative 11 by 7x, being negative 77x, and then finally negative 11 by 4, being negative 44. Further simplifying and collecting the like terms, you will have checked by now as 91x squared minus 25x minus 44 as the equation or the relation you first had. This is a simple way of tackling very complicated factoring problems. This is an example of how ADE's mission is to try to make complicated problems simpler for a student learning from a distance. Thank you.